Hi, I'm Nina.
I'm Souli.
And today we're going to be talking about ghosts. Just creepy things happening in your house. Not just... So I'm pretty sure some of you have had, like, encounters. I don't think we've actually personally had encounters. We've just heard thumps, noises, creepy sounds, things moving, that's it. Well, when I was younger, I didn't really believe in ghosts or anything. Until I had a friend who had, like, the Living Dead dolls. I don't know if any of you have seen them. They're, like, this big, and they have bigger ones. She'd always talk about how, like, the dolls in her house had spirits in them. And she wanted me to give it to a friend of mine. Well, my friend wasn't at school that day, so I just brought it home. So I decided it'd be cute to, like, hang it up on the wall or something, and my dog looked at it and was just like... and went to the furthest corner with her tail tucked in between her legs and sat down and was whimpering. So I took it down, and then I put her squeaky toy up there, and she was like, yay, freaking out. And then I took that down, I called my brothers in, and I put the Living Dead doll back up there, and she did the same exact thing and went to the furthest corner. And then after that, like, after I gave the doll to my friend, just, like, creepy things would happen in the house. Like, I had my mother's, the little snow globe. It was sitting above the TV in the living room. We hadn't touched it for years. It had a lot of dust on it. And my mom always liked to mute the commercials on the TV. Well, she muted it, and we were all just sitting there, all four of us, and all of a sudden we just hear this song played, and we're like, what? Where is this coming from? And we all look up at the same time, and when we look up at the snow globe, it stops. And so we get a chair, and we go over there, and, like, we take it down from the shelf, and it's covered in dust. I mean, it hasn't been touched in years, and then out of nowhere, it had just started playing. We had glasses knocked over in the kitchen in the middle of the night, and no, we didn't have rats, a-holes. Doors would open and close, and it wasn't because of the air suction. There was no air suction in the house. Like, for a perfect example, my brother was in my bedroom playing World of Warcraft, and I had a towel in front of my door. Me and my mom were sitting in the living room, which was like 5 feet away from my bedroom, and then all of a sudden the door slammed shut. And we thought that he had closed it, but there was so much, because, there was so much force behind it. And then I opened up the door real quick and was like, Tyler, why'd you do that? He was sitting there cross-legged in a little chair. There was no, with his headset on in the middle of a raid, there was no way that he got up and did that. And he was just like, what are you talking about? Another time where I came home from school, and my mom was still at work, and my brother was still in middle school, so he came home a little bit later than I did. So I was by myself. I went to the bedroom, sat down on the computer chair, and I was like, crap, I need to go to the bathroom. So I went into the bathroom, and then I heard some noise, and I was like, okay, so that's probably just a dog running around. And then I went back into my bedroom, went to go sit down, and I almost fell backwards because the chair was gone. And I looked, and it was in the dining room. Well, didn't really have a dining room. It was the living room, and it's right there. And so I ran out the house because I thought someone was in the house, but there was no one in the house. We moved, like, a lot after that, and the house we'd moved into, we didn't have a lot of stuff in it. Like, it was a bigger house, but my mom's boyfriend decided to have the flat screen in his room. So in the living room, there was only the saltwater fish tank, a couch, and the computer. And we had marble tile. It was like the entire house was marble tile. There was no carpet anywhere. It was randomly like it wasn't just nighttime, it was any time of day. You would hear like a bead drop, and it would go, and you would even hear it roll. And at first, like the first few times it happened, we thought we dropped something, but for one, we didn't have anything that had beads. And we would search, like we would move the couch, and it happened everywhere in the house. In my room, in the living room, in the kitchen. I mean, this thing was everywhere. And it didn't happen like back to back to back, but it was like you'd at least hear it once or twice a week. And we moved again, and it followed us because at the newer house after that, it didn't happen as often, but we still heard the bead dropping, and we don't even know where it came from. Okay, there's a door over here that you can't see. It leads to the half bath and to the backyard outside.
Kitchen's half a laundry room.
Me and my roommate were sitting here one day, and we just hear this bang on the door. So we ignored it. Well, a few days later, it was like bang, bang, bang. And so then I had Souli, my buddy here. It was you, my roommate, Ryan, and was it Corey? Corey here? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So
because me and Corey were talking about this the other day.
So it was all 5 of us. Okay, we were just chilling in the living room. We were having dinner together because we do that like bosses. And the door banged again, like someone like knocked on it, and we were like, okay, just ignore it. And then it was like boom, 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 boom again, like not even 2 minutes after. We were just like, okay. And we actually went in there to check to see if anything was there, and there was nothing there. Like it seriously seemed like someone was on the other side, and there was no one there. Another thing that happened actually recently was, you've seen Athena in the last video, my little baby. She sleeps downstairs, and we sleep upstairs. And we have a little cage for her that she sleeps in. She likes it. It's not like a bad cage, so shut up. She sleeps good. So it was 6 o'clock in the morning. So it was somewhere around there because my brother texted me. He woke me up and he texted me, asking me about what type of dog food I feed Athena, which was weird. So I replied to him, and then I like put my phone back down. And then all of a sudden I hear some rummaging in the kitchen. It sounded like someone was messing with the dog food, so I assumed my roommate was down here feeding Athena at 6 something in the morning. All of a sudden I hear this banging, and then this running up the stairs, like I'm talking about fast running, and then I hear Athena, and she's doing this like really low growl, and I was like, okay, well, my roommate usually tells her to be quiet after a while. Well, I didn't hear anything from my roommate, and then all of a sudden she started growling, and then she started barking, and then she did this bark that I've never heard before, and I've had my baby for 2 years. I know how she is, and this bark, she sounded so scared. And so I called my roommate. I was like, hey, where are you? And she was like, I'm in my bedroom. And I was like, oh my god. So I thought someone broke into the house. So me and Ryan, we went out of the room, and she's standing there at the end of the stairway, looking down with her ears back, her tail's down, and she's just like barking at nothing, like something scared the piss out of her. So we went back in the room, and we grabbed a few swords, katanas, whatever, and anything sharp and pokey we can kill somebody with, because we thought someone was downstairs. So she's still barking while we're doing this, which normally she doesn't do. If she knows she's not supposed to be barking, she stops when she sees us. Well, once we started walking down the stairs, she stopped, and she was following behind us, not in front of us. And as we got down the stairs, we looked around. All the doors were locked, the windows weren't messed with, nothing. She broke out of her cage because something scared her so bad. And she ran upstairs I don't know if she was running upstairs to wake us up, protect us from something, I don't know. But she's never done this before. Athena used to sleep at the very end of our bed. She had her little blanket pallet thing set up with all her toys and stuff, and it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It was pretty early. And she had her collar on, and you can hear this noise whenever like she scratches or anything. And so you just hear this. And it's like, Athena, stop. And she's still, like she's not listening at all. So I go to, sneak up on her and scare her. So I slowly get up, and I look over the corner, and she's literally laying down with her ears back. She's not even scratching herself, and her collar's like, her tag's on. And I was like, Ryan, look at this. What the heck is this? And Athena looked so scared, like she looked up at us like, she wasn't doing anything. And her freaking collar was moving. We think something was messing with her. That was freaky.